Hey folks, how's it going? Hope you are doing super, super, super awesome. Welcome to the last day of the Freelancing 2020, where we've got two amazingly awesome guests lined up for you. I really don't want to eat into their super valuable time, so good morning to you all. We are going to go ahead and quickly get started with our morning exercise, our gratitude exercise, and we're going to keep this quick. And next, we're going to have Kathy join in. Really excited to introduce Kathy, and we've got so much to learn from her. So, really quick, we'll spend the next couple of minutes just writing down super quick what we are grateful for, and then we'll jump into the next action item for the day, which is going to be learning about some really cool outsourcing. Hopefully, this one session changes the way you think about approaching customers, learning from them, talking to them, and got more uh, coming up for you. So let's go ahead. Let's write down what we are really super grateful for. So we've got Almighty God. Awesome, real cool, grateful to a great life. Awesome. Feeding the strays, people who are feeding the stray dogs. Awesome, whatever comes to your mind. FF 2020, thank you for saying that. Excited to have Kathy and Stan, lockdown learning. A fresh, brand new day. Government services, police, government, all the good stuff. Getting connected, internet, 3 a.m. creativity, having our guest speakers on board, learning. $274 a day, ladies and gentlemen, that is a fantastic goal to have. First thing to think about in the morning. Good health, power to absorb, amazing community, communication, talking to each other, morning coffee, just coffee in general is all good. Internet, our gadgets, things that we take for granted, water, food, shelter. Amazing. You guys are superb. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Have a amazing rest of the day. And with that said, I am really, really, really excited to introduce our first speaker for the day. We have Kathy Noel. And ladies and gentlemen, I thought I'd be really clever to go ahead and read everything about Kathy's profile and do a grand introduction about her. However, her profile is in French, ladies and gentlemen. So I didn't have too much luck figuring out what exactly Kathy does, but I can tell you that she is one amazing human being. I had the good fortune of meeting her in one of these conferences, but I'm going to hand it over to Kathy. I'm sure this is going to be an amazing, amazing session. So feel free to, there you are on the beach. Good to have you here. You need to unmute yourself just a minute.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Kathy, good to see you on the beach.
Well, like I said, if you're going to go to the beach, you bring the beach to you, right? So this is what I did. So, yeah, so let's get started. I'm super, super excited. It's going to be the first time for me to share my screen and stuff like that. So be nice with me.
Be sure.
I'm going to try to share my screen. Let's see which one. I have 1,000 of them open right now. I think this one should work. Let's see. Does it work? What do you see on your screen, guys?
International freelancer.
Awesome. I think we're right on. Perfect.
Awesome, Kathy. Great to
So,
have you here.
what? Okay, perfect. So I'm super glad to be here, guys. We will be talking today about how to become a famous and well-known international freelancer. I know you guys, a lot of you want to become international freelancer because it's well paying. Let's admit it. We're not going to lie on this. And that's also why I decided to go and outsource in India. So basically, I'm Kathy Noel. I'm a French Canadian. I'm from Canada. I live in Quebec, and I used to be a teacher. So that's what we're going to see my profile. I'm actually elementary teacher. I've been teaching immigrants, refugees, and illiterate people. And I create a program that literally changed the dropout rate from 5 months to none in 5 months. So I got promoted as a pedagogical consultant, and I create and build some teaching program in the school board. And the government decided to cut the financial aid for those people, which is immigrant, refugees, and illiterate people. And I lost my job. So I said, what I'm basically doing is coaching, because the reason why I reached such a great result in teaching was because of the coaching I was doing. So yes, please hang on a friend request because it's beeping on my computer. I tried to close it. I didn't have time and I needed sound of the computer. So please bear with that. Wait a bit for it. Yeah, so to make a short story, a long story short, let's put it this way. I started as a coach and I went all over the States, Canada, doing self-development. And I'll figure out that the only way I can make money is by doing great marketing. I hate computers. I hate being behind a computer. I hate selling. I hate everything about marketing. That was me back then. And I was like, okay, there's only one way. I either hire someone, which I don't have the means to do because it's really expensive in Canada, or I figured it out by myself and I do it myself. So I spend 4 years trying to do it, trying to learn it, and still not doing it. To be honest, I'm still not doing it because I absolutely hate doing it. It's like it's really painful for me. So I really admire all of you guys that are marketers and spend your days behind a computer programming stuff, doing design and stuff. I just can't. So please hold your friend request, guys, please. So I got invited to speak at the Women Economic Forum in India, in Delhi, last year in April. And once I got there, I was like, woohoo, it's so cheap here. Let me hire some people. So that's what I did. So I started my online digital marketing agency, specialized for speaker, author, and coach, because I'm a speaker, I'm also an author, and I'm also a coach. And it's like, let me solve my own problem and solve the problem all the people that are just like me back home in Canada and US. So in my search of the perfect team of Indians that are really good in marketing, I went across a lot of cultural difference, a lot of issues, and I didn't understand what was going on. And I got really frustrated, guys, because I didn't know. I did not know. And you don't know what you don't know. So basically, I was cursing in the end. I was like, those people, why do you act this way? Why they don't call on time? Why is it that they do this? Why they do that? Why is it not looking at me? And all those cultural difference barrier that was breaking the communication. I was just not aware of them. And it's exactly the same thing for you guys. You will not know what you did wrong. It's impossible unless you live there. So that's why I decided to live in India so I can get to know Indians better. And by living there, I realized that it's just culture difference. And once you know them, you do a much better job. So this is it for my intro. If you want to know more about my life is like a movie. I can talk about it forever. But right now, I'm just here really to give you the best of my experience as an outsourcer. So listen to Ethan Hoots. He did share a lot of stuff about code of honor. And I will emphasize the biggest code of honor I want you guys, okay, disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This is really important. Please, 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 please listen carefully. You are responsible of the marketing of a business. The role of the marketing of a business is to bring customers to that business. If that business doesn't have customers, there is no business. Are we clear on that? Type clear if you understand that. If there's no customers, there's no business. Are we clear on that? Type in clear.
Kathy, I just went ahead and
Cool.
of the comments, but yeah, they should be rolling in now.
Yeah, now it's, yeah, awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Your job is to bring customers to that business. If there's no customers, there's no business. You own the responsibility of the success of that business. Your role is one of the most crucial and important role in a business. Let this sink in. If you screw up your work because you're tired, you don't feel like it, you're got an argument with your wife, or you overload with work and all that stuff, it's not only a project or a website or something that suffer, is the entire business. So for someone to give the key, the most important puzzle of their business to someone, they need to trust that person. And this is where it becomes really important, the trust. And that's why I really underline it here. It is the most crucial, important thing that you have to work on to get the most customers. And how to build trust, this is what we're going to see into the best qualities of a freelancer. Okay, so in order to have trust, you obviously need high ethic in your business. You need to deliver on time. We're going to talk about that later on too. You need to have a team, because if you want to work properly and give the best to your customers and get referrals and all that stuff, you're going to need people to support you in your work. And you need to respect the speed. You need to do it on time. Okay, so this is a code of honor. I'm going to go. Guys, stop the friend request. Okay, cultural difference. Okay, let's talk about that, because this is the main reason why you guys are off and we are off. There's difference. Okay, first difference, lifestyle. You will see in the movies, everyone has a nice house and a nice car and everything like that. This is not real life. Just like in the Indian movies, you know, like Indian movies, you see the girl, everyone is dancing, you know, like, this is not real life. It's not real life. So you have to understand your customers. You need to know your avatar. You need to know who you're talking with. And yes, you might have to deal with an accent. I do have an accent, deal with it. It's part of the job, okay? And by the way, you have one too. So the lifestyle, not everyone has a maid, a cook, or a driver, or anything like that. We took pride on doing everything by ourselves, and there is no such a thing of low job or something like that. So right now in my family, everyone is cooking, everyone is doing the dishes, everyone is cleaning, everyone's doing everything. I'm telling you this because I was surprised to know that in India, people don't realize it's not like this in Canada outside of India. There's no such a thing of a servant. It doesn't exist. Okay, so I just want to clarify that. So you can have a better idea of how people are living, so we can actually create better ads, because you're always talking to your customers, right? So if you don't know your customers, you're not going to talk to the customers properly. So people, that's it. So the elite is about like 5% of the population that can afford to have domestic help. And it's going to be like a maid coming once or twice a week. You got me, right? If you have a driver, like a cook and a cleaner and all that stuff, it's because you're making the millions minimum. Okay. Next thing, holidays. You know, we don't have the same holidays as you guys. So once you start working with international clients, I highly suggest you go and make a list of the holidays of that country. It's important. Why? Because all the publicity, the marketing, and the timing is going to be set according to the holidays. So right now, we just finished Easter in Canada. The next one, if you're French Canadian, is going to be La Saint-Jean-Baptiste, which is a celebration of Quebec. And then the 1st of July, you're going to have the celebration of Canada, Patriot celebration. Okay, so those are different things. And then you're going to have a back to school kind of thing, because we start back school in September. So you need to know how people are living. So also, it might interact also with the dates that they are closed or open. I did not know the celebration of Indians, because you guys have so many of them. And then sometimes it's like, okay, give me that for tomorrow. It's like, ma'am, tomorrow it's whatever celebration of whatever gods you guys have. Okay, what is that? What does it mean? Is it closed? Is it open? How do you celebrate that? What kind of wish should I give you? Because like seriously, like happy Diwali or sweet Diwali or happy Pongal, like what are the wish? Okay, so if you say, for example, Merry Christmas, you don't say Happy Christmas. You say Merry Christmas. You need to know that, and to be able to do your marketing, you absolutely need to know those difference. The other thing, yeah. Delays in payments and follow-ups and stuff like that. And also, if you know Christmas is coming, this is huge here. Boxing Day, Christmas, and all that. You need to prepare in advance. And if you know that there's a big celebration coming up and you're aware of that because you did your research, you're a really good international freelancer, you can actually start way ahead of time. So this way you're not rushing, where all those last minute calls or could come in from not regular customers, where people just woke up last minute, is like, oh, I need this, I need that. Then all your regular customer are going to be all set, good to go. And then you're going to be able to take more work for those last minute, have done all your regular customer ahead of time. And now you're ready to take a higher workload for those who are coming last minute. Okay. Next thing, news and actuality in the country. I think that's pretty obvious. Time zone. Okay. India is one of the only country in the world that the entire country is under one time zone. I did not know that. In Canada and the rest of the world, there are different time zones, different cities. So you need to ask your customers, in which time zone are you working in, okay? And to do that, I put the tool here. It's called, this is my favorite tool is called Time Buddy. So if you click here, it's going to bring you there. It's absolutely free. And that little thing is really awesome. It's going to give you the time, exact time. And you can switch, like if you're, for example, this meeting was at 7 a.m. I put 7 a.m. is going to give me the time in Canada. So it's easy to work with that. And if you have customers from different countries, you can enter each of those countries, and you have all of them in one thing in the app. It's really easy. Important to know also, the typical hours of work in Canada is 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. Same thing in US. I know in India is more about 10 to 6. So this is also a difference because I was calling clients in India and I was calling people 8:30, not knowing anything bad about it. But then one of my business partners said, Kathy, this is way too early. I was like, why? Business open at 10. Oh, I did not know. So these are gonna make you avoid problems. Yeah, so it's 40 hours a week, average Monday to Friday. They do not want to work during the weekends, most of them. If you're working with a solopreneur, an entrepreneur is like the only one in this business, it might work during the weekend, but most of them don't work the weekend. And I wrote real time 60 seconds equals 1 minute. The reason why is because time can be measured, right? This is a timer and this is a time. Indians have the tendency of saying, I'm on my way. I'm going to be there in 15 minutes. And then they show up 30, 45 minutes later, right? So just make sure that if you say it's going to be done at this time, it's going to be done at this time. The time is really something, it's a math. It's not something, you know, approximate. Outside of India, people are really, really, really picky about that. Yes, so when I take appointment, I always precise the date and the time zone, just to make sure, because otherwise confusion can happen. And these are used as excuses. Oh, I did not know it was in your time, on my time, and don't cut that crap. Let's go straight, give the right time with the time zone. This way, no issue. Now,
Kathy,
this one.
Kathy, just
burping. Burping is considered, yes.
If you could
Sorry?
just,
I cannot hear you.
Camera. If you could try switching your camera, I think it's eating into the bandwidth.
Oh, the camera? I think it's my dad maybe streaming upstairs.
Possibly, possibly.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, they closed whatever they were using, and hopefully it's going to be better.
Awesome.
Can you guys hear me well?
We sure can, yeah.
Can you guys? Yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, burping. I have to mention this one because I know for you Indians it's normal, but for us, it is rude and impolite to burp. So if you are in a meeting with your customers or anything like that, try to avoid that kind of burping, because you might insult and sound disrespectful to your client, and you don't want to do that. So it's simple and easy, but if you don't know, you don't know, right? So for me, it's still shocking, but I got used to it, but it's still shocking. Head nodding and saying yes while listening to someone. Okay, if I'm talking to you and you go like this, yes, yes, I'm assuming you say yes, that you agree. And if you just go like this, I'm assuming you agree, okay? This is really important. If you do not agree, do not go like this. This means yes. If you do not agree, do not say yes, okay? Because when you say yes, when you go like this means yes. This is it, right? So be careful with that. I know you guys go like this, all kind of head nodding. If you nod up and down, it means yes, I agree with you. So be careful with your hand movement to not give the wrong signal. Vocabulary. Oh, I have a little story with that. Is that okay, guys, if I'm telling you a little story that happened in India? Say, it's okay. Type in, it's okay. Perfect. So I have a disclaimer again. A disclaimer. This story is for 18 and over. So I was living in Chennai, and I was walking inside the kitchen, and my flatmate, which is a really beautiful young wannabe actress, she was putting some food into container, and she looked at me and she's like, Kathy, do you have an extra cover for me? And I was like, an extra cover? Sure. Like, do you have a guest sleeping over tonight? She looked at me like, no, I'm going to a party. I was like, oh, okay, so you need it over there. She looked at me weird, like, yeah. I was like, okay, so you're gonna sleep over there. Did you met someone? You know, I was joking with her. And she was like, no, Kathy, like, do you have a cover? I was like, yeah, I have one, but why do you need a cover? And she was like, oh, I don't think we're talking about the same type of cover. And then she burst out laughing, and she thought that because of the question I was asking, she thought I was asking, she was asking about a cover for this, not the actual lid of that thing, but think about something 18 and over, you know, the cover, right? So I was absolutely laughing my ass off. I couldn't stop laughing. In fact, she meant a plastic bag. That's how she called it, cover. And I meant a cover, which is a sheet, a bed sheet you put over your bed. So I need to switch camera. You said this other camera is really shitty, but can you guys see me?
We can't see you, Kathy, though. I think it's still jarring a
Can you
lot.
guys see me?
I think it's still
I
jarring.
cannot hear you, Gaurav. Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Hey,
Okay.
Kathy, can you hear me?
Ha. Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Cool. I think it's best if the video is off because it's
Okay.
still lagging a bit.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's all good.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's fine. I think we'll keep the video off though.
Okay, perfect. So let me turn that off. Okay, can you, I don't know where my control opens. Can you close my video for me, please?
Yeah, it's fine. It's off. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, I just switched the camera, so maybe it's gonna be better. So, perfect, awesome. Okay, so yeah, so basically with something little like this, it can be a big miscommunication happening and screw up your whole relationship with your customers because you understand something different than what they meant, right? So I'm gonna close here. Okay, and repetition of Indians. Please, guys, don't hold it against me. Don't be mad at me or mean to me or anything like that. But a lot of Indians have been scamming Canadians here. And they've been scamming vulnerable people. So old people, refugees, immigrants, and stuff like that. So it was a huge scandal. It went over the news for a long period of time, all over the news. So therefore, a lot of people are scared of giving their trust into outsourcing to Indians because of that. I wanted to mention this because this is coming back once again to the code of honor we have here. And the first element is trust. I heard some stories of people scamming, running away with a business, changing password, emptying bank account, all kind of horror movies like this. So it is important that you take time to build trust with your customers. So now, to be sure to be able to build trust and be the best freelancer ever, are you ready to learn about the best qualities of a freelancer? Please type, bring it on. Great, perfect. So, I already talked about it earlier about the punctuality, okay? I'm gonna talk about it once again because it is absolutely important. And I want you to type in punctuality is crucial. I want you to type in punctuality is crucial, because without punctuality, you're gonna lose your contract. People don't like people late, okay? So let's obey to this rule. If you're 5 minutes ahead of time, you're late. If you're 10 minutes ahead of time, you're on time. If you're 15 minutes, then you're ahead of time, okay? That's the only time you're ahead of time is a minimum 15 minutes, okay? If you're on time, you're late. If you have less than 5 minutes to be late, you might get away with let them know. If you don't let them know, it's disrespectful because that person is sitting there waiting for you and does nothing else than waiting for you. And if you're dealing with entrepreneurs and business, they don't have time to waste. They don't like to waste time. And how should we react if client is late? Well, this is a rerun. You can tell them if you're late, please let me know in advance. But unfortunately, they're the one paying you, right? So they're the one that are allowed to be late, kind of thing. I don't want to be, but you can tell the client basically that you were expecting them to be on time. If next time they're a little bit late, just ask them to warn you ahead of time so you can still work and do some stuff while waiting for them. Just simple reminder, okay? Yes, if you're more than 5 minutes, now you're in the danger zone. 5 to 15 minutes, people are still going to be okay with that. Don't do it too often. If you're more than 15 minutes late, you better to come up with a good excuse. You better to come up with, I'm really, really sorry. This happened. It was out of control. I couldn't text you, couldn't call you. It will never happen again. And mean it, because they will not let it pass more than once or twice. If you late more than twice, it's over. You lose your job. Your contract is not going to happen again. Okay, it's really, really important. Okay, and if you're late more than 5 minutes, text, call, join someone, ask your wife or your friend to call them to let them know that you're going to be late. Whatever they need to know. If they do not know, and you're late more than 15 minutes, they're going to be frustrated, angry, and mad, and you don't want to deal with that. Okay, so next thing, okay, let's talk about no. We did talk about it the last time when Gaurav throw me on the screen at 3 a.m. in the morning for me and ask me to talk a bit. I'm going to review it because not everyone was there. Indians have difficulties to say no. And I'm going to tell you again, it's okay to say no. It's important to say no. Why? Because if you say, I'll try, I'll do my best, I'll see what I can do, you're setting up expectation. They think that you're genuinely going to try, that you're going to do everything. Okay, if you say, I'll do my best, that means you'll do your best. That means you have hope by doing your best, you might be able to do it. Okay, and if you cannot do it, then they expect, if you cannot do it, at least to explain why you couldn't do it and how you did your best. See, if you don't set an expectation, they're not going to expect you to be ready on time, right? So if someone is asking you, can you do this for me for tomorrow? And the answer is no, just say no. Easy, no? Okay, so how to say no? Because I'm going to teach you right now how to say no. So it's taken nicely from the person. This is a huge cultural difference. We need to know the time. We need to know that this is going to deliver at this time. So I can ask this guy to do this and this guy to do this and this guy to do this. So because of you, if you say you're going to do something on time and you don't, then everything else is screwed up. So if you say, I cannot do it on that time, the best I can do will be that day, then the guy will be fine. From that day, I'm going to schedule all the rest. But if you say, I'm going to do my best, he's going to be waiting and telling all the rest, wait, I think we're going to be able to start that day. And everybody is going to be expecting. So it's not only the business person, your customer, but everyone that has to work after you that got delayed. So I'm going back to trust again. I'm going back to business again. I'm going back to that, right? You need to provide the right time. And I'm talking about the right time, minute, second, not the 15 minutes Indians. I'm on my way. And trust me, I'm saying that I'm really bad with punctuality. So I'm not blaming on you at all. And there's no stereotypes here whatsoever. I'm dealing with individual and human beings. But just for explaining this, I need to go with stereotypes and stuff like that. Don't hate me, guys. Okay. So sentence like, I'll do my best. I check it out. Maybe this caused a lot of deception on my side because I was working with business partner. I did not know about that. And it was giving me all those, we'll see what we can do. It might be possible. Maybe we will try. All those no disguised as I will do my best make me super disappointed because I was like, oh, so maybe it will happen. Oh, yes, it is possible. Oh, yes, he's going to do his best. So he's going to call me back and say, oh, Kathy, I did this and that. But in fact, it just meant no. And when I was saying that nothing was happening, he was not calling me back, telling me like he did his best, what he did to do his best, and why it's not working. He was just not calling me back because in his head, he told me no. But in my head, he put expectation of something happening. Okay, so this is really, really important. And so now we're going to practice this because this is super important. Okay, so if I'm telling you, and I want you to write in the chat, example of answer you can give to your client. I'm telling you, is this design going to be ready for Tuesday? I want you guys to write in the chat box, no. And
a following answer. What can you reply after your no? What can you answer your customers? You can say no, but you need to add a little bit more to that. What can you add after that? It will be ready on Wednesday. Awesome. Oh, cool. No problem. I'm going to tell my guy to hold on until Thursday. I'm going to send him the stuff on Thursday. No deal. Okay. It can be done on Friday. Another 2 days. Okay. Probably I will complete on Wednesday evening, my time. Okay. What is Wednesday evening your time? What evening means for you? Okay. We need precise time because this guy has to send that to other people. You're the first point of a domino series, right? So if you don't do your work, everything else is delayed. So they need to know exactly. Morning, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, awesome. See, it's not that easy. Isn't it easy? It's not that hard. You can do it, right? Okay, let's try another one. In ClickFunnels. Okay, what are you going to answer to that if you don't know ClickFunnels? If I'm asking you, no, I don't. Okay, what else? What can you add to this? No, I can do that. No, I don't think I can do this. No, I'm not good at it. Aha, but I know someone who can help. That's the thing. What happened is that as a business person, I can connect you. I know someone is good at it. I can refer you someone. Excellent. That's exactly the way to do it. Exactly the way to do it. A businessman or woman is contacting you because you are the expert. Okay. With your tricks and magics, you're going to help them. Okay. All they know is that I need this. I don't know how it works. I don't know who can do it. I don't know how much time. I don't know how much it costs. You're the expert. Do you know how it works? Can you do this for me? And if you can't, you say, no, but I know someone that can help you. And that's where it is super, 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 super important that you guys build team. And this is really important. I think we've mentioned that many, many times. Team is super important in that case. So you can refer someone, that's perfect. That person is going to say, oh, this guy have the right answer for my issue. This guy have the right answer for my problem. This is the guy, you know. And if they go like businessman, entrepreneur and all that stuff, they talk with each others, right? And if they hear someone saying, oh, I need someone to do my ClickFunnels, I need someone to do email marketing or social media, whatever, they're going to talk with each others and they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I have the right guy for you. Like whatever I ask, is going to find it for you. You want to be that person. You want to be the one that's the main entrance point of your customers. And then you go and you distribute to your team or your friends or your colleague or whatever it is. Make sure it's good people too, okay? Because your name is on it, right? So make sure that the colleague or the team you refer them to are good quality too as well, okay? So now talk about punctuality. Oh, yes. This is none of your business. This is a really interesting topic because not a lot of people figured that out. It is absolutely rude, impolite, and considered being invasive to talk about or ask questions about personal life in a business context. So when we say this is none of your business, means it's none of your business. This is business, this is personal. And Aiton actually mentioned that too as well. He said, when I'm working, I need to be a positive mind frame. And when I'm talking to my guy, or my girl back in India, I don't want to hear that his dog bite him, or the wife is angry at him, or the daughter keeps crying, or whatever it is. This is none of his business. It has nothing to do with his business. It might sound rude. Sorry for that. But it is the way it functions here in North America. Okay. So question like, okay, those are the never to ask question. Okay, never ask this, never ever. And I was so shocked and surprised when people were asking me that. I was like, ah! Because this is part of my culture. Never to ask question. Salary, performance bonus, and age. Do not ask those questions. It is rude. Okay, so, and I know it is not for Indians. Okay, the way it works in North America, clients want their solution, whether you do it on their, exactly, yes. So the business need their stuff done, whatever happens. If you're gonna do your stuff, if you're gonna do it, hire someone to do it for you. Lose that money, but at least don't lose your client. Okay, lose that one contract, but don't lose your client. This is absolutely important. Okay, because a client is incoming business. The more you're going to do for that guy, the more it's going to bring you business. The more it's going to ask you, do you know this? Do you know that? Can you have this? Can you ask someone to do that? You're going to get in as a simple content writer or Facebook ad designer or whatever. Is going to ask you for one simple task. And if you do well, it's going to ask you for more and for more and for more and for more. And the more is more salary and more trust and more testimonials and everything. Okay, so can you guys guess what are the other questions that is kind of invasive and you should not ask? Can you guys type into the chat what are the topics that you should not talk on the first encounter, at least, or unless the building a relationship on the long term? Relationship status. Yes. Are you single? It's a no. You don't ask that. Issue with this family, personal. The other topics we should not ask. This is what I'm asking you guys. Money source, salary, relationship, salary, age. Those are the no ever. Okay, now I'm going to show you the one. Can I get your number? Okay, no flirting, guys. Political views. We never talk about politics. Absolutely never, ever, ever. Personal matters. I'm going to add the politics here. I didn't add it, but it's absolutely important. So kids, it's not of your business. If they have kids or no, it's none of your business. Okay. Same thing with if they're married, with who they're living with, their school degree, the religion. Religion is not so bad. Actually, religion, we are more open about that. Marital status, kids, school degree, extended family. You don't ask about how's your mom doing. Yeah, we're doing business here. Okay. You have to make a clear cut between personal and business. Over time, the relationship might build and they might open up themselves. This is the way it works. It's like I open up to you, you open up to me. I do not ask. You open to me. You see the difference? And if people do not ask those questions, you might feel like, oh, they don't care about me or they don't like me. It's totally the opposite. They are being respectful because it's none of their business. And if they're asking question about your personal life, they, in our culture, they are being invasive, disrespectful, and rude towards you. Okay? You see that? You see how important it is to see the both sides? And that's why I want to live in India, and that's why I'm here to talk to you guys. So if you think that all those information are gold, please type in gold into the chat box, okay? So those questions can be a deal breaker. Okay, that can cut totally your customers from wanting to do business with you. It will be like, oh, this guy is so disrespectful. Like, he asked me about this, that. This is none of his business. And he even gonna get, like, about it, right? So this is really important. Now, okay, the last point I wanted to touch was, and running out of time, I said 45 minutes. I'm at 45 right now. Okay, let's hurry up. That's the last point, guys. Oh yes, initiative and proactive. This is something that you guys have been raised to follow instruction by the book and follow everything. And in a work environment, what I notice is that unless you get specific instruction, you're not going to get into action. You're not going to do something by yourself. Once again, guys, is a stereotype. It's a stereotype. I'm not judging anyone here, okay? So it's important to show initiative, okay? To show that you care about the business. So if they ask you about doing a website, okay, we fine, awesome, I have the perfect website for you. But you know what you're gonna need also? And then you can build a bundle. So you can create a nice bundle for them, saying, okay, so from what I saw when I went to see your profile online, from what I see in your business and all that stuff, I think this and this would be really useful for you. And you know what? I know someone I can do it for you. Okay. Do you want me to ask that person how much it will cost you? Okay. That person will be like, oh, hallelujah. Okay. This guy is really wanting to help me. And this guy took time to search on my profile and see and suggest me something that can help me. I like that guy. Let me see what he has to offer me. So you're going to go see your friends, you're going to come back, you're going to propose something, and it's going to be like, great, let's move on. Let's do it, right? Because you are the expert. They're not. That's why they're hiring you. They're hiring you because you are the expert. Don't expect them to tell you everything to do. No one is crazy like me and go spend 4 years and do Deepak internship, Gaurav, Suraj. I'm sorry for Indian names. Oh my gosh, I just massacre all of them. I've been doing all that so I can learn and see what I'm asking my outsourced team to do, so I can help them better, because I notice that if I'm not telling them point to point to point to point what they have to do, they're not doing much. So now, by learning all that stuff, is learn, do, teach. Now I'm doing it. So I create my own website. I hate it. Like, trust me, guys. I love you guys, because I absolutely hate doing that, but I'm doing it because I want to learn how to do it so I can teach it better and I can help you guys to perform better. Okay. So where I was going with that, I was going there. I was saying basically, oh, that's my train of thought. That's okay. Yeah, so you guys, be proactive, create bundle, over deliver. Okay, so for example, if it's asking about a design for a Facebook cover, okay, you can tell him, okay, I did the design for the Facebook cover, and I took the initiative to do one for your Facebook group too as well. Okay, you might not have think about it. I said, oh, why a Facebook group? Do I need a Facebook group? And then you tell him, well, of course you need a Facebook group, because it's going to do this, it's this and that. What about I have someone taking care of your social media? That person's making sure that there's engagement on your Facebook page and on Facebook group and all that stuff. Oh, you can do that? Yeah, awesome. You know, so this is a way you're building trust, you're building reputation, you're building clientele, and you're building your team. Okay, so you always ask, propose. This is the way it works, right? I just got the image of all of those classic Indian movies, you know, where you have the girls just go all cute and stuff, and you have the guys trying to flirt with the lady, and she's always pushing, you know, and then she's pushing until finally she let him in, right? So this is you, and the Indian girl is your customers. You're trying to please that customers. You're trying to propose to that person over and over until that person accepts, right? So I don't know why that image got into my mind. Okay, and yes, you're the expert, blah, blah, blah. Done. Okay, last thing I want to show you, it was simply the tools. I opened up and I didn't talk about it except for the time buddy. So I put here time buddy, the office holidays. So this is a place where you're going to find all the holidays of any country in the world, and you can actually print them out, which is actually pretty cool. And proposal, you have to be proposing clean, nice stuff. And Grammarly, to correct your text, always being clean and nice. And I put here Urban Dictionary because of communication issues. Sometimes someone is going to come out with an expression. You're not going to know what it means. You can go and take a look in Urban Dictionary. Sometimes you're going to find answer to that. In any way, okay, if you find that there's something wrong in the communication, it feels like something, you're not talking about the same thing, well, it might be the case, okay? So there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong about asking them, can you clarify for me this? I'm not sure if we have the same definition of this word, or I'm not sure I understand well what you ask me. This is what I understood. Can you correct me if I made a mistake or I misunderstood you? Okay, this is crucial. There is nothing wrong in asking someone to rephrase, to be more specific, to use a different word, because English from Britain, from Canada, from India, from US, they all different vocabularies, expression, and everything. So it's really important for you to put aside your ego and say, okay, right now I'm not understanding what's going on. Let me ask for clarity. Okay. And if you're a traveler, like I've been doing that all my life, like I've been into, I lost the count. I think I'm 14 countries or something like that. Every country, they have their own way of talking, expressing themselves, and this will happen. It will happen. Okay. So just be prepared to say, okay, this is happening right now. How can you ask the person to reformulate, to rephrase, to say it differently? Okay. So I think that was the most important thing, is basically communication. This is what makes international speaker good. I think if you're a good freelancer in India, you're going to be a good freelancer in Canada, US, or London, or Australia, anywhere in the world. But you absolutely need to know about the cultural differences. And yes, so ask people that live there, ask people that are freelancing with them, ask where there's biggest issue, ask people that are customers and hiring, outsourcing people, just like me. If you have any question, you can ask me. I will tell you, no, in my country, my culture, it's a no, or yes, we do that. You know, it's important to discuss about it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong or right. It's just difference. And this is something to accept. So that was it for my presentation. One of my pet peeve, last thing. Okay, this is a big disclaimer, guys. This is a big disclaimer. Okay. And I don't want to hurt anyone or anything like that. But I am not a specialist in immigration. No, I do not know how you can get a job in Canada. No, I do not know how it works, because I live in Canada. I don't know how to immigrate in Canada. Okay. It's like me asking you how to immigrate in India. 90% of you don't know about it, right? And no, I'm not gonna hire you because you cost me less money in India, and that's why I'm outsourcing in India. And no, I do not want to marry you. I'm sorry, I have to say that. I'm sorry. It's on a funny note, guys. Don't get hurt on that. Yes. Gaurav, I am done. Thank you so much, everyone. I went over my time for 10 minutes. I hope it was worth it. I don't want to take too much of your time. It's early in the morning. So back to you, Gaurav. I'm sorry for your name. How do you say
I
it?
think this was awesome. You know, it was part comedy show. I was like laughing all throughout your presentation. It was amazing. And I think one thing that we should have started off with cultural differences. Stop sending friend requests during the presentation. So I'm sorry about that. I guess it's just another thing that we will add to our list. Superb having you here. And we really love your mind map. We really love your mind map because what you have done, I think in the best way possible, is really highlighted things that you should not do. And because it's so black and white right now, it's like, dude, if you do not do this, the chances of your success are going to multiply by 100-fold. So really do appreciate you for doing that. Thanks so much for being part of your community. Thank you for your proactiveness. Thanks for understanding that these are just cultural differences. And if we work together, if we nail them out together, we can definitely do a much, much, much better job. So thanks for being here. Everyone, let's give some love to Kathy and look forward to our next session with us where we can do a deeper dive.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure to share that with you. I would like to share my mind map, but I have no clue how. Okay, here. Okay, got it. I'm going to share it in the chat box.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kathy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready for our next super, super important person, Mr. Stanley Adams? Type in, bring it on, Stanley.
Hello, man. I don't have the beach background here. Just but anyway, this will have to do. I did wear my Fab India shirt. So
Fab India, we love that, Stan. So I'm going to just give our folks here a quick background about how awesome you are, and then you can steal the show. All right, so guys, this is Stanley Adams. Fair disclaimer, please stop sending friend requests, otherwise Stanley is also going to have that problem. And Stan, quick question. How did you relate to Kathy's presentation? Did you feel like you made it yourself?
You know what? Yeah, that was awesome. Kathy did an awesome job. A lot of things. Yeah, that was perfect. One thing I would throw out there, just an extra complication. Not only are there different time zones in each country, there's something really special called daylight savings time. They'll trip you up even more. So just at random time, twice a year, times just happen to shift by an hour here in the United States. So that's something else you might want to make sure you're up on.
Awesome.
Oh,
so
one other comment about time as well. When you communicate about time, it's a good idea to when you throw out a time, make sure you put the time, whether it's in the US we have Central Standard Time, Eastern Time. Preface or mark down what a time zone you're referring to, and assume people, if they don't say otherwise, assume they're talking about their own time zone and not yours.
Awesome, guys. So ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Stanley Adams, my business partner when it comes to onlinebusiness.org and a lot of other things that we've been together. I'm going to let Stanley tell you how we met, but we've been business partners for now almost over a decade. And I can tell you that every single day, I just learn more and more from Stan. In my opinion, he's a business guru. He's got just so much tremendous experience, literally across the board, different industries, different countries, different verticals. So I'm really excited to have you here, Stan, and welcome. I'm going to hand over to you. The show is all yours.
All right, thanks. And first I want to say I love the way you started this with the gratitude, and I just want to say I'm gratitude for you and our friendship, our business relationship, and everything you're bringing to the community across the world, around the world. A lot of expertise to share, and I'm grateful for all of it. So yeah, we actually met originally. I'd been an entrepreneur for probably 20 something, 30 years, close to 30 years before I met Garv. We met at a conference in Vegas. I have always been a bit of a technophobe, really, it's like only use computers as much as I had to. But at some point I kind of came to the realization that I better jump on the computer, on internet marketing, online business, if I wanted to stay relevant as an entrepreneur. So I went to a conference in Vegas where Gaurav had been flown in as an expert, specifically in search engine optimization at the time, where he was basically doing the back end work for a lot of the internet marketing gurus. He was the guy actually doing the work. So we met at that conference, we hit it off. I became a customer of Gaurav's agency at the time. And later we joined forces and been doing business ever since. Anyway, it's been awesome. So anyway, just to start off with, I have a question for everybody and something for you guys to think about. I assume that most people here are, given that this is a freelancer festival, most of you guys probably consider yourself a freelancer or considering becoming a freelancer, or maybe even looking at maybe developing an agency at some point. So what I want to really emphasize is you're working for entrepreneurs when you're doing this work. They're basically, you're helping them market their businesses. But rather than considering yourself a freelancer first, I would consider yourself an entrepreneur. Not really different than the people that you're doing work for. And you're going to end up taking the skills that you're using for digital marketing that you're selling to your clients, that you're working with them. You're going to use these same skills to grow your own business, grow your own freelancing business or agency. So anyway, I think perspective-wise, it's important to keep that in mind. As it's been put more than once, I believe it's a good idea to learn to eat your own dog food, or it's like what you're serving up, what you're doing, you need to do for yourself as well. It's the way you help other people grow their business, way you grow your business. And it's a really good thing to start with one specific area. So for instance, especially if you're starting, let's say, as you're learning digital marketing, you want to specialize. Let's say your first offer should not be something as broad as, let's say, an SEO expert, for instance, because there's a lot of different types of SEO. I would go more granular and start off learning really inside and out, becoming a professional at one specific thing. For instance, in SEO, you could be specialized in on-page SEO, or maybe an SEO for e-commerce. There's special techniques that used for each of these type of things. So you want to be able to specialize, and once you do this, you'll become more competent in what you're doing, and that confidence is going to build confidence, which will help you develop your business and actually help you sell better. At the same time, you want to have a broad understanding of the entire digital marketing ecosystem, so you know how your offer and your expertise fits in with the rest of the things that integrate. Kathy had mentioned that, I think it kind of alluded to this, but yeah, so if you're doing, for instance, if you're doing copywriting, you should understand different elements of digital marketing, from email marketing to social media marketing, and realize that how this aspect of copywriting is going to fit into these different aspects of digital marketing. So it's important you have really focus in on specifics, but also at the same time, while you're really becoming confident in that and developing a high degree of confidence in yourself, you have a broad understanding of the whole ecosystem. Anyway, let's see. It's so once you have once you've narrowed in on a specific area and you've really started to develop that, you can always, or actually in the beginning, even before you start expanding, you can take the same skill and basically make multiple offers on your same, let's say you're let's say you're an on-page SEO specialist. There's a couple things you can do with that. You can put out multiple offers and test them that are either different price points that maybe have a certain amount of work or criteria. You could also maybe offer an expanded SEO package where you team up with other experts that have other skills that go beyond what you have. So you can basically assemble the pieces. You do one piece of it and hire some other people do it. You sell it as your own product. Anyway, it's a good way to grow. Eventually you can bring in other people to basically other people to sell their offers as well, marketing them under your brand, or and continue learning and fulfill more of the work yourself. Either way, but relatively good ways to go about expanding. So anyway, when it comes down to making your offer, there's a lot of things you can do right and a lot of things that can go wrong. So if you look at the marketplace, there's certain things in it that are forgiving. You're not communicating with the people other than through text messaging or messaging on the platform. So it has its pluses and minuses. And one good thing about it is a lot of times working with customers, there's in this area, sometimes it can be difficult. Customers have expectations and they try to push for what's called scope expansion, where they'll try to get more and more work out of you for free. With the market platform, it's really clear what is to be executed, what time it's to be executed in, and you deliver it. There's not a whole lot of going back and forth. So in a way, that's really convenient. But when it comes to your offer, what would you guess is the #1 most important thing on your marketplace listing? It's actually the offer itself. So you need to know what people are looking for and how to basically give that offer at a price point that is compelling to them. So that's the most important thing. After that, is people have typed in, let's say, a search on a market platform, and let's say you're in SEO, they come up with SEO. There's going to be a lot of offers there that they have to look at. So the first thing you want to do is you want the image there to capture their eye, so it stands out amongst the other images on the page. At the same time, it needs to have a high degree of professionalism, so it doesn't hurt your brand, but you want to grab their attention. So that's something to make sure. The next thing is the header or headline, which is going to be the copy right under the image. And basically it needs to have the relevant keywords that people may be searching, but at the same time, it needs to read well and give them a good brief understanding of what they're looking at. So when they open it, that comes to the body copy, which is next. And don't have a whole lot of time to get into that, but this is something that you just want to make sure it's proofed well. You want to make sure that it not only describes the gig that you're putting up and what's going to be delivered, but you want to make sure that it reflects on you professionally. And I would get other people to read it. I get other people to proof it. More the better. And you can also, it's not a bad idea to look at other people's listings that have high number of reviews, and look at their copy and be we'll call it inspired by their copy. Don't copy the stuff directly, but take a look at several similar offers and you'll get a good idea of how maybe you can use the wording and how to put out your body copy. And then the last part is the final thing, and which is also very important, obviously, is reviews. Kathy had talked about the trust factor, and this is huge because in a lot of cases, not only is the effectiveness of what you do dependent upon the work you do, a lot of times the people are actually scared, and for good reason, that you could be jeopardizing their business. For instance, if you're doing SEO, people can be concerned about if you're building backlinks, what kind of backlinks are you building, this kind of thing. The reputation is very important here, and people obviously look to reviews for reputation. So it's important you do good quality work, And the customers you do have, Kathy went through a good list of things. Make sure you develop good rapport with the people that you're working with. So anyway, one last thing here is no matter how good you are at what you do and whatever you do, people make mistakes. Mistakes happen. There's no way to avoid them. It's inevitable. How you deal with the mistakes makes all the difference in the world. Just from experience, like from many different businesses, I found that taking a mistake and not only correcting it, but going the extra mile to make sure they leave a happy customer. Not only fix the mistake, but even work a little harder to make it even better. At the end of the day, if you do this correctly, these people can be some of your best customers. People that you do good work for and nothing goes wrong, they don't see the same level of commitment sometimes as if they see you take the extra step to go out of the way to fix an honest mistake or mishap. So I find more often than not, these people end up paying a high number of referral rates from these people. So long-term, you're building goodwill with your customers. And it's true what they say. It's a lot easier to keep a customer than it is to acquire new ones. So anyway, that's something I think to keep in mind. Just real quick, I know I'm sure that we've agency work that we've worked together. There's never really been any mistakes made ever, but rather than going down that road, I'll just give you an example. I won't mention the client's name. A large client was working with us and another agency as well. And it was a 2-month project, a massive, massive project that was given to the other agency, not us. Day before it was due, or maybe 2 days before it was due, the client called and wanted to know if it was ready yet. Rather than saying, basically, at the end of the day, the person wasn't going to accept that he had given to somebody else. So basically, our whole team basically jumped in, spent the weekend, 24 hours around the clock, got basically a month and a half's worth of work out during the weekend and gave it to him. No complaining. Now, the people under him, which were realized what mistake he had made, but we didn't call him out on it. We didn't make him feel bad. We just got the job done. At the end, it resulted in a tremendous amount of additional work we got in the future.
That is true. I do remember this story. Stan, I know this is not a quick question, but could you just give us like a quick background of how you got started? What was your first internet business? Because I just think it's so fascinating.
Honestly, I wouldn't say it was internet business. We talk. I first time I did any business online, I guess, would be 1999. I started basically selling on eBay. I started off basically selling audio recordings, basically hypnosis and meditation recordings, and it was a pretty good business. And I have a lot of different hobbies, a lot of different things I like to do. So, I was also shop on Amazon, on eBay. And after looking around for a while, I realized there's a discrepancy about what things trade for. And I started noticing opportunities for arbitrage. So for instance, there was one book that was written by a guy named Steve Bandler. It was it'd been out published, but it was not being published any longer, but it's a very popular book. So in the US, I could pick these up from US, between Amazon and eBay. I could pick these up for between 35 to 50 bucks a piece. I could resell them in England for around $100. So I'd buy 4 or 5 of these a week and, take 10 minutes of work and, not a bad little gig. I did, a bunch of little things like that. I had probably 20 or 30 things listed like that, and quick little revenue stream, and honestly, it wasn't, to be honest, it was kind of fun, it was kind of like playing a puzzle, but actually wasn't bad money. Paid my rent anyway.
Awesome, Stan. Do you want to quickly tell us about your t-shirt business and your claim to fame about your the beautiful design that you came up with? The Bob
Which one? The Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I was never really that much into tie-dyes, but I wanted to. I was interested in certain retail type establishments acquiring a buyer's list. Because of the nature of these businesses, they did not have a listing of stores that was readily available. So I acquired a tie-dye, someone who's making tie-dyes. This was before tie-dyes had become very popular again. This was mid 80s. So they were pretty unique. They hadn't been seen around since the 60s. So when buying this business, there's a lot of work putting these out. So it's like, what kind of, I had a team of people making them in a warehouse, and I came up with the idea of making a Jamaican flag tie-dye, which actually is a Rastafarian flag. So anyway, it was a very easy shirt to make, and had a printing press. I basically printed Bob Marley's face on it. At the time, probably shouldn't say this, at the time there was the copyrights, there was an issue with copyrights. There was a trademark situation between the record companies and between this record company and his family's estate. So basically, it was pretty much a free zone at the time, and I invented the Bob Marley tie-dye, which anyway, over a year I sold over a year I sold almost 100,000 of those, and a lot of imitators came out.
Awesome, Stan. Superb. Thanks so much for joining in, sharing in like this stuff. It really gives great perspective. Stan, anything else you want to add? We are doing a freelancing party in about 12 hours from now, 7 p.m. India time. So if you are up and about, we have just come out of alcohol lockdown. So we're going to be celebrating some beers and some wine at 7 p.m. India time.
Well, I would like to say, man, I'm really excited about about this new batch coming up of the offer that I heard you'd made. I think it's really exciting. I'd just like to say, if anybody's interested in becoming a freelancer and signs up with this, I would like to donate my time to help any new students go over their offers and make sure they have a winner to go up on whether it be Digital Market or Fiverr. Or my recommendation is put them up wherever you can.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I'd like to help anybody out with that who would like it.
So basically, the offer is that people who sign up, you're going to help them get a really killer offer out there on a marketplace.
Right. Yeah. You come up with an offer, and I'll help you rework it and make it even better.
Awesome, Stan. Thanks so much, guys. Can we hear it up for Mr. Stanley Adams, who's going to be who's here today with us? The chat is open. Thanks, Stan, for sharing your golden nuggets, and we really look forward to hearing more from you in the group, interacting with you in the members area as well. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks, guys. We went over a little bit over, but hope you got some insane, crazy value from this, and really excited about today's evening party at 7 p.m. where you're going to be getting your resources. You're going to be getting everything that you need. Have a superb day, everyone. Thanks again. Signing off.